Hey guys, we are having all kinds of trouble getting this live thing going. We're so sorry. We had a link where we sent everyone, and that doesn't seem to be working. So Mai's going to tell the other feed of people waiting to see us, if this is going through, that here we are. Hola! Okay, this is working.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mai, you go ahead and type that, and I'll just do a little intro.
What do I type?
Just tell them that if you go to the main channel,
Okay.
then there we are. Okay. It's going through. Awesome. Thanks for being patient with us, guys. This is our first live stream. Hola. Yes. How embarrassing. Que vergüenza. So, I'm glad you guys made it over. Yeah, we were worried too. Thank you so much for your patience. Next time, this should go a lot smoother. So while Mai is telling everyone else who's waiting on the other feed, I'll just give you guys a quick update. So we're gonna talk about where we've been lately, what we've been up to, where we are now, do a quick Q&A, and announce the winner of our contest. So if that sounds good to you guys, we can get started as Mai kind of lets everyone else know what's going on. So we are currently in Puerto Rico, and we're in Bocaron, which is on the west, like the southwest corner of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is kind of like a rectangle, and it is absolutely beautiful here. We were spending the last 6 weeks in Guanajuato. So that's one of our favorite cities in Mexico. It's absolutely gorgeous there, and that's why we spent so much time there this year. So the last 6 weeks, we were there watching our friend's dog. We're taking care of Erin's dog from Erin's Travels, if you guys are familiar with her. And that's a long story. We're gonna save that for her to tell. But
Yeah.
basically, the dog found its owners. Basically, I was out walking her one day, and she was a rescue dog by Erin and Jesse from Erin's Travels, and I was walking her, and we found her owner. Someone stopped and said, "Hey, that's
my dog."
that's my dog." So that's why we're in Guanajuato. I mean, one, we wanted to be there. Two, we wanted to help Erin and Jesse out. So it just worked out. And now we are in Puerto Rico again, as I said. So that kind of brings us up to speed a little bit to where we are now. Why are we in Puerto Rico, Mai?
Immigration. I have a U.S. residency, and Puerto Rico counts as part of the U.S. So with my residency, I have to spend at least half of the year in the States. So it made sense for us to come to Puerto Rico, where people speak Spanish, so we can keep producing videos and content for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't talked a lot about the immigration situation that Mai's going through, and we will do a video about this someday, and we do want to share our process a little bit more moving forward, and that's kind of part of our resolution this year, is just to be more open about where we're at and what we're doing at the moment. Keep you guys in the loop, and to be putting out more content to help you learn Spanish faster.
Yes.
So we're getting all kinds
Puerto
of...
Rico sounds super interesting. It
Yes.
is.
Yes. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous here. Very tropical. Mai, you could pull up the
Okay.
page on your
Our
computer
notes
too.
here.
So I'm using my phone. I don't know why the feed was so difficult to get up on the laptop, but we're past that now. So
I know.
we're
so sorry about that again.
yeah, a little embarrassing.
There we are.
Hola desde León. Oh, okay. We weren't far from there just about a week ago.
Yeah. It was getting too cold for us.
Yeah, much warmer here.
Yeah. Okay, so.
So Mai has kind of our outline here.
Mm-hmm.
So we got you guys kind of caught up. So we had to be back in the U.S. for immigration. Puerto Rico, not a lot of people know this, or not everyone knows this, that Puerto Rico is part of the United States. So that means that we don't have any trouble being here as far as immigration is concerned for Mai.
Mm-hmm.
And this year, we're hoping that we'll be able to apply and get my citizenship in the US, which will allow us to travel basically anywhere for as long as we want. The one thing, we get this question all the time, is the Trump administration affecting immigration for us? We haven't really noticed anything other than the system is very backed up because a lot of people are applying to get their residency, to get their citizenship in anticipation or out of fear of the immigration laws possibly changing. So the system is more backed up than usual, and a lot of the processing times have doubled or tripled in some cases. So in my home state of Minnesota, currently, if you apply for your citizenship, once you qualify and everything, and you pay the $750, it takes about 15 to 25 months at the current waiting time.
Yeah.
And so here in Puerto Rico, it's actually much less than that. It's like 6 to 12 months because the office here doesn't have a lot going on. It's basically all Puerto Ricans are U.S. citizens, and there's not a lot of immigration in Puerto Rico, not a lot of immigrants moving to Puerto Rico. So their office doesn't have as much to do as some of the other states. So that kind of catches you guys up a little bit of where we're at. We're at this new apartment that we got. This is much, much nicer than the places we usually stay in, right, Mai?
Yeah. But this is really nice. The weather here is amazing. We're in Boquerón. I don't know if you said that.
Yeah.
Boquerón, Puerto Rico, a little beach town here. Really nice.
Yeah, we're about a 20-minute walk from the beach.
Someone asked, where are we from? I'm from Mexico, Colima in Mexico on the Pacific. Jim is from Rochester, Minnesota.
Yeah. Much, much colder there than it is here, I can tell you that much.
Yes.
So, if you guys have any other questions about what is going on with us being here and all that, let us know. We're going to be releasing videos about Puerto Rico. We were actually here right before the hurricane hit, and we didn't put out much. There's a helicopter at the end.
It's a fun. Okay, a lot of questions. Let's see.
Yes, we'll save some of the questions for regarding where we're at now, or if you have questions about where we're at now, we'll answer those now. For the Q&A section, that's coming up. So we're gonna give you some other updates quick. Stick around for the Q&A. We'll answer, like someone just asked how we met and all that. We can go over that.
Life in 2019. We have some exciting plans for 2019, and we hope that the things we are doing are beneficial to you and to your journey of learning Spanish and traveling more. What is one of the things we have going on for 2019?
Well, one of the things is we have a New Year's resolution to upload much more consistently and to give you guys more content actually in Spanish. We're not going to do all the videos this way, but there's going to be more videos where we just kind of do a quick intro in English, and then we talk about something completely in Spanish and give you some like listening exercises that way. And other goals.
Other goals. Well, we just released our first course, which we call Travel Spanish Confidence. That's out there finally after almost a year working on it.
Yeah.
And that's really exciting for us.
Yes, we put our everything into this course, guys. It's a 30-day course to get you confident to travel to Spanish-speaking countries. And it's got all of the things you would expect you would need for being in a Spanish-speaking country, how to ask for directions, how to order food in Spanish, all of that. So we have that available on travelspanishconfidence.com. We'll leave a link in the description. There was a link in the description of the other feed. But again, we're new at this. So just wanted to let you guys know that we've been up to that. And
and something really cool about that course is the audio activities. I mean, the videos, most of them you can find them here on YouTube. They are basically the same on the course without the ads and like a different introduction and outro, but the audio activities are really cool, and we really think they can help you take your Spanish to the next level and get you ready to travel to any Spanish speaking country in the world. So
Right. The audios are definitely the heart of the course because that's going to get you practicing speaking and listening right away.
something else that we are really excited about for 2019.
Yes, we have a language immersion group that we're planning for. What city do you think? Somebody comment. What city do you think we would possibly do a language immersion retreat in? Someone, if you guys have been watching us for a while, you probably someone out there's got to know.
Chicago?
Okay, not Chicago.
No, I don't
Not
know how
Chicago.
many people speak Spanish in Chicago.
It's probably quite a bit.
A lot, yeah.
Probably quite a bit.
Bogota,
Yeah.
Guadalajara,
Guadalajara,
San
you're getting
Antonio.
closer.
Oh,
Okay, getting closer. Guadalajara is the closest so far.
Mexico
Mexico
City,
City's
very
even
close.
closer. Yes,
Guanajuato.
Howard, you rock. That's the one. Guanajuato City.
So if you guys have been following us, you probably already know how much we love Guanajuato.
Yes.
Is one of the most beautiful cities in Mexico. The state of Guanajuato is really big, but we are talking about the city. Guanajuato City is just full of history and
Amazing architecture,
Yes.
amazing food, amazing history. So we're looking at around April. There's no official plans yet, but we're planning out the whole thing. And it's going to be a very intimate group. We're thinking maybe max 10 people. And if you're interested and available around April, sign up for our newsletter at SpanishandGo.com. And everyone on the newsletter will be the first to know about the immersion trip. So
yes.
someone's asking about
Okay.
income.
I know.
We
So
will
many
get
questions.
we will get back to that. Yeah.
Okay, how are we doing on time?
Oh yeah, where are we?
Okay.
The time is throwing me off because we started about 15 minutes late.
I know.
And so we're 15 minutes in.
Okay, so
Yes, the contest now?
yes.
So,
A few weeks ago, we announced a contest we were doing. We were giving away 3 books: the Margarita Madrigal's Magic Key to Spanish.
yep.
Yep.
And then 2 Lonely Planet travel guides that were for Mexico and Spain. These guides are incredible, seriously, guys. We were able to page through the books and see just how in depth they were, and there's so much valuable information in those books for people who want to travel to Mexico or Spain. And we also included in the package our course, Travel Spanish Confidence. So, we're going to announce the winner. Can we get a drum roll, Mai? I've never seen Mai do a drum roll.
I don't
Drum
even
roll.
know if I can
You
do
can do it. All right, here we go. Drum roll, drum roll. And the winner is, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Thumbs up for Mai's drum roll. Julie Tucker.
Yay, Julie. We don't know if you are watching this video. We're going to get in touch with you if you're not.
Yeah.
But felicidades.
Yeah, Julie, if you are watching, just comment. It'd be awesome to see you here in the feed with us. If not, I understand. We lost some people at the beginning, but we're new. We'll get better. So yeah, congrats, Julie. We'll get in touch, and you'll get your prize.
Yay.
Congrats, Julie.
That's so exciting.
So, next up, Q&A. All right, we're going to answer some questions here. We have a few off the bat, and we'll try to keep up if you guys have some other ones. So,
Yes. Okay. Someone on Instagram asked, ¿De dónde sois?
oh, okay.
And we already answered that. I'm from Colima, Mexico.
I'm from Minnesota.
He's from Rochester, Minnesota. And then Luke Lim from Instagram. He's always commenting on our stuff.
Shout out to Luke, yes.
Yeah. It says, ¿Las personas de Puerto Rico comprenden tu español? Do people in Puerto Rico understand your Spanish? Yes. We've been able to communicate with everyone. He's what?
The funny thing to me is they understand us. We don't always understand them, and I especially have trouble with this. I remember the first time we were here, it was
Yeah.
hard to understand Puerto Ricans.
Yeah, but you've been getting some compliments on your Spanish. And yeah, so I mean, the
Yeah.
Spanish here is different. It's
Very
like
different.
words are like merged together in one long sentence.
They cut off S's.
Yes.
They
yes.
change R's to L's often.
Sometimes,
And
yes.
yeah.
But they do understand us, and it's a little bit tricky sometimes to understand them, but we've never had any like trouble
Yeah.
communicating.
There's a lot of Spanglish going on here, and that throws me off because they'll say things like "estamos ready." Estamos ready. We are ready. They're just taking "we are" and "ready" and merging them together, and they roll the R. And if you're not ready for it, if you're not ready, it can throw you off.
Yes.
But there's a lot of stuff like that.
Sunny asked, how many years did it take for you to learn Spanish fluently?
Oh, that is.
That question maybe for you.
Yeah, how long did it take me to learn Spanish fluently? Well, I kind of answered this in one video about how I learned Spanish as an adult, but basically, I was comfortable with Spanish, at least, you know, basic stuff, being able to get around. I lived with mine in Playa del Carmen for a little while, and I'd say about a year. I mean, like for the most part. I mean, that doesn't mean I was really good. But fluency is
It's
a word.
tricky word, yeah.
Yeah, there's no real like exact threshold or like finishing line to where you're like, oh, fluent, done, don't have to learn anything else. But you can get really far in 6 to 12 months, seriously. I mean, coming from English especially, because there are so many words in common that are either identical or very similar. So you just have to stick with it. And the more you immerse yourself, the more time you spend with the language, the faster you'll get fluent.
Another question, ¿son novios o están casados?
Estamos casados.
Estamos casados. We are married. It's going to be almost
Our 6-year
6
anniversary
years in April.
in April. Yeah,
Yes.
pretty crazy. I can't
Wow.
believe it's been that long. It seems.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like 6 years already.
No, not at all. We had some other questions.
Let's see here. Oof, I'm
how-
going back.
How did we meet was one.
How did we meet?
We're going to do a video on this. We're actually working on a series about me, and then about us. It's going to be a bunch of listening practice, so it's going to all be in Spanish. So look out for that. Mine's is going to be first. But the short story is we met on a language learning website called italki.com. And I went on there. It's a website, or it was a website. I haven't been on there in a long time. That's kind of like Facebook, but for languages. So you go on there and see people's profiles and see what their capacity was in language, what if they're fluent in English and they're learning Spanish, and at what level. And I found Mai on there, and she was helping people with their Spanish, and we were messaging back and forth, and I would start. Well, basically half of our messages were in Spanish, half of them were in English.
Yeah.
And that way we'd both get some practice.
Yeah. And then Jim went to Mexico. We met in Guadalajara at the airport there. I think you spent there like a week.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, the rest is history. We really hit it off because we're still together, going strong.
Yes. And that was in 2010.
We met online in 2010, yeah.
Yes.
And then I think in person in 2011.
Yes.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun, traveling
Okay.
around.
Another question. How much Spanish do I need to learn to be comfortable in
Gracias.
Colima? Huh?
Someone said felicidades. I said,
Gracias. In Colima,
Colima is tricky.
Yeah, Colima is tricky because, like, on the I'm from a town called Manzanillo in the state of Colima, and that's Pueblo Portero.
A port town?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the big industry
There,
there is
yeah,
a port.
there's some tourism there, so a lot of people speak English if you go to Manzanillo, but as you keep like
Driving away from the
driving
coast?
away from the coast, yes, you find less and less people who speak English. Like my mom lives in a town called Comala. Not a lot of people speak English there.
Yeah.
So depending on where you go in the state of Colima, um, just maybe just the basics, you know, like the things that we teach you here in the
On
channel,
Spanish and Go,
on
yep.
Spanish and Go, like how to ask for directions, how to order a meal in Spanish, how to make small talk with people, at least the basics, so you can have a conversation with people, or you can get what, like whatever you need.
Conversationally fluent or
Yeah.
functionally fluent.
Yeah.
There's the different definitions again because, yeah, fluency isn't like a set threshold.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've mastered like our how-to videos, you could get by in Colima. There's just not a lot of English speakers, but people are really friendly, and that's a huge point we want to stress on this channel is learning Spanish. I mean, it takes work, obviously, but the moment you start trying and you start getting some phrases down, and then you go and travel with those phrases, even if you don't feel, 100% ready, people will appreciate your efforts so much. People in Colima are so kind. I mean, a lot of people are afraid to go there just because of the State Department's warning on traveling there. But people are so kind and warm and willing to help you. I mean, I stood out like a sore thumb the first time I was there. I was getting looks all the time because not a lot of people from the U.S. go to Colima. And but the fact that I was at least trying, like my first time there, I hardly spoke any Spanish, and everyone was nice.
I think we only have 8 more minutes. So.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Another question, it says, Mai seems like she has language teaching experience. Is that true? Yes, I went to college for teaching languages. So I did 4 years in college, and since I was doing my bachelor's degree there, I started teaching. So I always knew I wanted to be a teacher. When I was like in high school is when I learned that I wanted to teach languages, and that's when I really started to learn and improve my English, because I knew I wanted to be a teacher. And then after college, I got a job teaching right away in Ciudad Guzman in Jalisco. So I've been teaching for some years.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me feel old.
But you're a pro.
Yeah.
You've got it down. You've been doing it for a while. Okay, we need, you don't hear too much of Colima. We should really talk more about
Yeah,
Colima.
it's one of the most, it's one of the smallest states in Mexico. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we should talk more about it because we've spent so much time there and that's where you're
I
from.
know.
But yeah, not a lot of people visit, so.
She goes.
Lightning round, Mike, because we're running out of time.
I
Someone asked, how old are we?
know. How old are we? I am 15. I am 29. Almost 30 in August.
And I'm 26. I'm 31.
Yes.
And what was the other question? How do we make money? Okay, yeah, this is
That's
a
a
question.
tricky one.
Everyone who works online gets this question all the time. So there's many ways. Ad revenue doesn't amount to much, but with more views, we get a little something. Little ad appears before the videos you watch, and we get a little tiny cut of that. It's literally like probably, it's a fraction of a penny per person, so it's not a lot. But it's
But I
something.
just want to say something. Before, or when we first started with the idea of Spanish and Go, we worked and saved every penny we could save. So
Yeah.
we didn't start just like, oh, making money. The next day we started the YouTube channel. It took us a while to start making money on
Oh
YouTube.
yeah. Our first year and a half, I don't think we earned anything. So that was all savings, all just saved up to go and travel and start, providing you guys with useful Spanish lessons. So hopefully you would go out and be able to do the same.
Yeah.
So that's a part of it. Ad revenue. People, want to sponsor us sometimes. If you saw our Lingota video, that was a sponsored video, so we got a little bit of something for that. But we would never. Whoa!
Aw.
Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Laura.
Laura.
Wow. That just made our night. That made my night. I won't speak for mine, but thank you so much,
Yeah.
Laura. That means a lot.
Muchas gracias.
So, guys, I don't know if you saw what happened there, but that's called a super chat, and that's where someone can just throw a little money your way as a donation to say thanks. And thank you, Laura. That's awesome.
Yay.
Thank you so much. We really, really appreciate that. So that's another way to make money on YouTube. This is our first live video, but
But something we didn't mention, we've been not playing with the idea, but we've been trying to put together our Patreon because some people have asked, like, what can I do to help you guys out, keep doing this? And some other people have asked, like, do you have a Patreon? We're like, no, but we want to. We just haven't. But right now we are working on it. What do you think is a good? What do you call them? The things that they
benefit?
Like
Or-
it's not a prize, but what you get for supporting someone on Patreon. Do you guys have anything in particular that you would like us to offer there for our Patreons?
Yeah.
Let us know.
I think Mai's saying, if you were to consider supporting us on Patreon, what would be something that you would like to see or receive in return for your support? And again, thank you so much, Laura. I was not expecting that. I wasn't even going to mention the super chat feature, but that's awesome.
¿Cuándo se casaron? La fecha, the date we got married, April 15th of 2013.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we actually had 2 weddings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got married first in Colima, just with Mai's family there. My family couldn't make it. It was kind of short notice.
Yeah.
And then again with all of our family in Tulum, near Tulum.
Yeah. ¿Cuándo se casaron? Someone asked, es peligroso? Is it dangerous? What? Guanajuato? Or I think it's,
Is it dangerous here in Puerto Rico or
I
Guanajuato?
don't know. Guanajuato is not dangerous at all. Well,
Yeah, you have to be careful when you say that.
Yeah.
We never felt. What am I trying to say? I don't want to freak anyone out. You know what? Guanajuato is super safe if you just take normal precautions. I mean, like, you don't. Most crimes happen in that area because of opportunity. If you leave something out that's easy to steal, then I wouldn't just like set my cell phone on a bench and walk away.
Right.
But if you take normal precautions, you'll be fine there.
Yeah. But we were often just walking back home in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah.
And we never felt like unsafe. So.
Right.
Yeah.
You always hear stories, but we've never experienced anything crazy in Mexico. So yeah, I wouldn't worry about that. In Puerto Rico, I've heard
One more question. I think we only have like 20 seconds. Should we say goodbye? This mic just cut off.
I don't think it'll just cut off.
Are you sure? Okay.
I'm not 100%
Let's see.
sure, but I'm pretty.
10 seconds. We just want to say thank you in case this just finishes here.
Yeah, again, we're new with this. It's gonna get better, I promise. This is sort of an experiment.
Are we still live?
Yeah,
think
I think we're still
going.
live. I don't
Okay.
think it was just gonna cut us off.
Okay. Do we have time for one more question? Let's see. I don't know.
I saw a longer
This
comment
is
there.
starting a podcast in the future for Spanish and Go. That's a great question because that's actually how we started with the idea of Spanish and Go. When we decided that we wanted to teach Spanish to people, to English speakers, we recorded like 10 or 12 episodes of a podcast, and we did like the activities for each of them, but then we decided to move to video, and we kind of like forgot about the podcast of like the audios that we had recorded, but we have them.
Yeah. And
They're
that,
there.
that might be a perk on our Patreon page, so be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
In a few videos from now, we'll announce our Patreon, and that's a perk we're talking about offering is
Yeah.
our old podcasts.
You get to hear Jim when he first
yeah.
started.
Yeah, let's just see
speaking Spanish.
how embarrassed I can feel between this stream not going well, and then you get to hear how I sounded when I was learning Spanish. But you know what? I am a big proponent of just getting over the what am I trying to say? Embarrassment, or the embarrassed feeling, or the shyness of trying to speak a language that you're not totally familiar with yet, because that's how you learn the fastest.
Yes.
So consider that the podcast, our old podcast, is an offering of, you know what? You just got to put yourself out there. You get to hear all the mistakes I made and hear my correct me in the podcast.
Yeah.
Give tips on what to do when you feel stuck with learning the language other than just keep going. Okay, yeah, so we read this book last year. What was it? Peak. Anyone who tries to get good at anything invariably ends up in a position where they feel like they've plateaued, and it's usually when you get to a point where you're comfortable in pool or billiards and swimming or any sport. A lot of people get to a point where you are just as good as pretty much everyone else. Howard, whoa.
Aw, Howard.
Thank you so much. Jeez,
Thank
guys,
you.
I'm not expecting this at all. Thank you so much for that super chat.
And he has a question. How is air quality in Guanajuato ahora?
Yeah. How is air quality? I always felt like the air quality in Guanajuato City was good.
Yeah.
Like really good. I felt like the air was very, very clean. We have heard different things about different places in Guanajuato,
Yeah. About
the
the
state of
water.
Guanajuato, about the water. And I'm not sure if I've maybe read something about San Miguel.
Yeah.
But yeah, we haven't visited San Miguel, but that's a popular expat spot. Sorry, I was on a tangent. Hey, Howard, thank you so much for that. We're talking about peak.
Yes. How do you keep going? How
Okay,
do you
yeah.
keep-
So long story short, read the book Peak, but the summary is basically you need to always be out of your comfort zone. That's how you get better. The meat of that book is really just finding where you are lacking in your language ability. I mean, that's what I'm doing now too. And like with Lingoda, for example, I've been taking classes with them, and I have a teacher that's helping me find what I need to work on most and push at it. It's extraordinarily uncomfortable because with Mai, I'm very comfortable. She knows what I'm trying to say if I get stuck or something in a phrase, but finding the finer points of grammar and all that, and really just pushing to master what you struggle with is the way forward. That's how you defeat a plateau. Long story short. Okay. Yes, it is getting late.
It is.
Was there anything else we wanted to wrap up quick?
So many comments.
Yeah, guys, I think we'll save anything else for another live video. Thanks.
Es la palabra gringo racista.
Oh, is the word gringo racist? Depends on how you ask.
Yeah, it depends on the context.
But in Mexico, for the most part, you can use it, and it doesn't have a necessarily negative connotation. Pinche gringo does.
Yes.
That's
But pinchy anything is
yes,
like, yeah.
that's negative.
Yeah. So it depends on
yeah.
the context.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you Howard and Laura for the super chats.
Yeah.
That really means a lot. You guys, you know, we don't make a lot of money doing this. This is a passion project, and we want it to be, you know, a full-time successful thing. So we want to help you guys as much as possible. There's much more to come. And yeah, hit the like button. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. We have more travel in Spanish.
And we're gonna be doing this
come.
more often.
Yes.
Now that we know how to do it.
Yeah. Thanks for those who were patient and stuck
thank
around.
You, thank you.
And remember,
El camino es el destino.
the journey is the destination.
Nos vemos.
Adios. Let's see if I can turn this thing.